Whoa. I'm gonna ask Amelia about the mysterious woman. I approach Amelia. So, is that theory you mentioned about the the temple about the woman, what was it? Amelia glances at me.
Given the location and circumstances previously described by Elderism, my estimation is that the unknown woman you encountered was a projected image of the fire elemental. Of course, as I could not observe her myself, I cannot be certain.
Okay. Do you think that's why she wouldn't talk back? And also why why wouldn't she just show up in person?
The amount of energy needed to sustain just an appearance of the elemental would have drained the temple completely. There would have been no energy left for her to give to you.
Is that why she disappeared right after?
The depletion of energy in the temple would have meant she'd no longer be sustained in this world.
Amelia looks thoughtful.
Although, it is quite unusual that she would have you absorb the energy to begin with.
I see. No wonder she was so hot. Whoa. Amazing. I had a sneaking suspicion that was her. I mean, who else could it have been? Amelia nods.
It pleases me that you too have reached the same conclusion.
Yeah, although I'm clearly not quite as intelligent as you. I'm going with it. Thanks. She looks thoughtful.
Still, it is quite perplexing that she would only reveal herself to you.
It's not just me. The Pango saw her too, I think. He didn't really make it clear as if he was seeing her just the fox thing.
The Guardian.
Huh?
The fox would be the guardian of the fire temple. Each temple has its own guardian who protects it.
Oh, so how come the Guardian didn't attack us for breaking into a temple?
We did not break in. The guardian enforces the trial in the temple. Only those who are able to complete the trials are welcome into the temple.
In this case, the magical fire we had to put our stuff in. Amelia nods, still deep in thought. Are you still trying to figure out why no one else could see the elemental? She nods again. Any theories?
As of now, I do not have one, but perhaps after some further research.
Her voice trails off as she falls back into deep thought. I mean, we might as well talk to Kara a little bit. Why not? I fall in step with Kara. So, who exactly were the Vestins?
They were the original tribe of Ember Mist, and the initial keepers of the Fire Temple.
Did they build the temple? Kara shrugs.
It depends on who you ask. Some experts believe they did. Others think the temple was already there by the time the Vestins came about.
Interesting. Now I'm curious, how did you get into treasure hunting? She pauses just a little bit too long before flashing me her usual cheerful grin.
I just sort of fell into it, honestly. Treasure hunting naturally fit into my nomadic lifestyle.
Fair enough. Where did you learn all the history to even identify relics?
You'd be surprised how much you pick up along the way, especially after you realize what a lucrative business this can be.
Whoa! Money, money, money. I see you, girl. So you're just in it for the money?
I didn't say that. I'll admit that at first I was just in it for the money. But the more I learned about the ancient people of Asaria, the more invested I became in the history of each relic I
She's a
found.
history buff.
I
Awesome.
started to find myself daydreaming about who might have used the items I found. What kind of person were they? Did they cherish this item, or was it just another piece of their ever-growing collection of stuff?
Cool. You're more than meets the eye. I think that's a little bit of... Seems like a foolish way of thinking. Let's just say that's a cool way of thinking. I've never thought about it like that before. Maybe if I had, I would have paid more attention in history class. Kara looks at me strangely.
Are you a treasure hunter too?
No.
But you sought out experts dedicated to history?
Something like that. It was less me seeking it out and more of a requirement that I had to fulfill. Kara looks skeptical but doesn't pry. Kara, Zach, and Amelia lead the way back to Embermist while I lag behind. Pango sits on my head. Leanna notices my absence and falls into step with me. She pats the Pango, who ignores her, still focused on the energy around me. Leanna pouts, then shakes away from the Pango's disregardance of her and focuses her attention on me.
Something on your mind?
I draw my voice low so the others can't hear me. Now that I've collected the energy from the temple, that means I can try to create a temporal rift and go back home, right? Kara stops, then whirls around to face us. Zack and Amelia stop with her.
Pardon me, you were speaking very softly and it was a little hard to hear, but it sounded like you just said you need to open a temporal rift to go back home? But that can't be right, can it?
Jeez, this woman has got some supersonic hearing! I glance at Leanna, who looks alarmed. About that. Kara's smile falters at my hesitance, but Amelia looks excited.
I knew it. My hypothesis is correct. Hypothesis? What hypothesis?
Oh my god. Fuck off.
My hypothesis that he is from a parallel world.
Leanna's eyes grow wide, in which she forces a panicked smile.
I think all this parallel world and temporal rift talk has been getting to you. I mean, Elder Isum said it's impossible.
He has already admitted it.
What? Leanna and I have been careful not to say anything. When?
The day of our acquaintance.
I rack my brain, but don't remember bringing that up around Amelia.
You sought out Professor Xavier's guidance, and after he imparted his advice, you and Leanna had a brief discussion in which you mentioned that what he had suggested was exactly what happened to you. Thus began my hypothesis that you arrived from a parallel world.
Leanna looks at me, unsure of how to react. What is up with all these eavesdroppers? Let's go with that one. Does nobody understand the word privacy around here? Y'all have a problem with eavesdropping.
It's not eavesdropping if you're speaking loud enough for me to hear.
Do not change the subject at hand.
Leanna sighs.
She already knows.
Not from Terra, huh?
Zack looks at me up and down and nods to himself.
That's a lot better than the alternative.
What's the alternative?
That you might be... unique.
Zack!
He shrugs.
He didn't even know what a discharger was. At least if he's from another world, that explains why he didn't know these things.
Kara looks skeptical.
How did he get here?
There have been unexplainably high concentrations of energy popping up throughout Isaria, and he happened to show up at one of those areas. We went to the Mage Academy to get some answers, and that's how we came up with the possibility that the high energy readings were temporal rifts, and somehow he had traveled through one. Why or how those rifts were even opened, we still don't know.
But if they're the only way for me to get back home, then I have to try to open one. Times it. Kara shrugs.
Let's just make sure you attempt to open one far away from where I'm standing.
Oh no, sweetheart, you're coming real... Okay.
That might be tricky considering no one knows how to open one. We may need to talk to Elder Isum.
That won't be necessary. I know how to do so already.
Well then! We all stare at her. How do you know that?
The directions are located in Elder Isum's old research notes, which I had gathered from the Academy. The spell itself is a simple conjuration, which even an amateur could do.
An amateur can open a temporal rift? Then why isn't everyone doing it?
The impossibility of the spell comes from the fact that the human body cannot manipulate the amount of energy needed for it.
She pauses, then points to me.
He may be an exception.
I squirm slightly as their gazes fall on me.
Given that you have absorbed energy directly from the temple, which should also be an impossibility, I must assume that there is something within you which can possess the high amount of magic without suffering consequences. Perhaps it is a skill which you acquired from your world.
Right on! My world doesn't have magic. Amelia blinks.
Regardless, only a short amount of time has passed. There is plenty of time for you to still internalize
Right
the
on!
past.
A wave of unease makes my stomach queasy. Maybe I should open up this rift now before that has a chance to happen. Amelia grins with excitement.
I concur with that suggestion.
That may be the best now that you have the magic.
Zack shrugs, and Kara takes a look at our open surroundings.
Maybe we should first look for a spot with a bit more cover. We don't want to be opening up rifts on an open pathway.
Hey, don't fucking tell me what to do.
Good point.
There was some tree cover towards the west.
We mumble our affirmations and follow Zack towards the trees. We settle into the grove of trees before both Leanna and Amelia stand on either side of me. Zack selects a tree far enough away to not get affected by any stray magic, but close enough to get a good view of what's going on. Kara, on the other hand, hangs back towards the outskirts of the trees. Zack looks back at her, an amused smile on his lips.
You'll miss the show from back there. You sure you don't want to come any closer?
Kara's voice is distant.
Yep.
There's a bit of movement as she takes another step back behind a tree. To ask, is she okay? Are you sure you're okay back there?
Yeah, don't mind me. I'm just keeping watch.
Oh, making sure no one accidentally stumbles upon us.
Something like that.
Okay. Amelia studies the notes, then nods to herself and snaps the book shut.
The casting is quite simple. It is the same technique as any other cast.
Leanna looks at me.
Are you ready?
I nod. Amelia glances at my stance, then frowns.
Your stance is incorrect. Straighten
Oh,
your
fuck.
spine.
I lengthen my spine and stand as straight as I can.
Now you are too tense. Keep yourself relaxed, but do not slump.
Okay. I release some of the tension in my back. She's about to speak again, but Leanna gently pulls Amelia to the side.
Okay, I think he gets it.
She steps in front of me and gives me an encouraging smile.
Your stance is fine. Just remember to raise your arms in front of you.
I do as she says, and she nods.
Now, the actual casting part is gonna sound tricky. You'll need to focus your mind on the spell you want to cast.
I don't know what the spell looks like, or what it... So I should think about temporal rifts?
Yes, but you need to connect that thought with the magical energy.
Oh, of course. How do I do that?
Clear your mind of every thought.
I can't do that. You're in front of me. God damn, you're fucking cute. Anyway, I close my eyes and push away all of my doubts and confusions and focus on Leanna's voice.
Now, think about the rift that you wish to create.
I imagine tearing a hole in the fabric of reality. I don't actually know what a rift would look like or feel like. All that light. Should I focus on that light?
At the same time, sense for the magic within you.
I try to sense for any kind of magic, but nothing feels out of the ordinary. How do I know where the magic is?
It'll feel like a tendril or willing warmth. When you find it, reach out for it and grab hold. The magic is eager to be used and will latch on.
What? I wish women would like my magic. Ooh, that's good. Oh, that's good. That's a good one. Okay, let's go for it, I guess. Oh man, that's funny. Woo! Oh, this is so abstract, but I know I can do it. I just have to focus. I turn within and regulate my breathing. This sounds very similar to meditation, so perhaps using the same technique will yield success. As my breathing becomes slow and steady, I open up my senses for any indication of another presence.
Once you find the magic, connect your thoughts of the rift with the magic, and then channel both the magic and the thoughts through your hands to cast it in the open.
Oh, well, naturally. I continue sensing, hoping to find either a hint of warmth, even a hint of warmth, but how do I know if it's just my own warmth or the magic? Sweat beads on my temples as I strain to cast, but nothing happens. Eventually, my arms grow weary and my mind is exhausted. I decompress with a sigh. It didn't work.
It's okay, we can try again. People aren't usually able to cast on their first try.
I mentally groan. The idea of doing all that again does not thrill me. There must be something I'm missing.
It just takes some getting used to. Plus, you're trying to cast without a manipulator.
Oh yeah, both you and Amelia use manipulators to cast. Maybe that's why I wasn't able to do it. Blame it on some mouse, dumb
the
bitch.
manipulator's function is to house the energy source for us to cast with. Technically, because you already have the energy within you, you shouldn't need a manipulator.
Oh.
But this is all theory anyway. It may be easier trying to cast using a crystal, especially for a first-time caster.
Regardless, there could be a multitude of factors for why this attempt was not successful. One for which could be as simple as the fact that you still did not possess enough energy to open the rift.
Shouldn't the temple have had enough?
Theoretically, perhaps.
Ah,
but a
words.
significant portion of the energy was already being used to sustain the elemental's image. She was able to transfer what was left of the energy to you, which from my readings was only 20% of the total energy in the temple when we started.
Suddenly, Kara is standing right beside us, as cheerful as ever.
That sounds like you all still need to explore some more temples.
I hate math. 5 temples? Fuck my life. I jump into presence. Even Leanna and Amelia seem surprised to see her so close. Only Zach is unaffected. How'd you get here so fast? She grins at me.
Am I wrong?
Pango jumps out of Kara's arms and hops into mine.
Boy, boy!
I pat him on the head and he wiggles contentedly, licking the air around me.
So it could be that he doesn't know how to cast, or that he doesn't have enough energy.
Sure, but what does that mean for you all in terms of next steps? Are you going to hang out in Ember Mist until he learns how to cast?
It could take him weeks before he can even cast the simplest of spells. That is quite a long time to rely on someone else's hospitality.
It sounds like it would still be in your best interest to visit at least one more temple just to be sure you have enough energy. You can teach him how to cast on the way, so by the time he gets there, he'll be ready to go.
Leona looks thoughtful.
That does seem like the better option than the alternative.
There are many alternatives, sweetheart. There's not just one. If it's the fastest way to get me back home, then I'm not opposed to having all of our bases covered. Amelia nods.
That is the most efficient course of action. If we can mitigate any uncertain factors, then we can pinpoint where the weakness is and adjust accordingly for a successful cast. The research this will provide will be very informative.
Hearing Amelia's affirmation, Zack shrugs.
Since I'm here to protect Amelia, I go where she goes.
Kara smiles broadly and slings her arms around Zack and Amelia, much to their dismay.
Great. Then our arrangement is still on.
Hey!
Zack moves out of Kara's grasp. She smirks.
Most men would be thrilled to have a pretty woman hug them. Right, Amelia?
That is correct. A healthy physique is inherently attractive for potential mates.
Kara lets go and starts to lead the way out of a forest.
We should spend the night in Ember Mist. We can plan our next steps there.
Lovely. I mean, she's not wrong. Once we are in agreement, we follow Kara back to Ember Mist. Upon arriving, we head to the inn. Here we are. Oh, my lord,
We can spend the
okay.
night here. I'll meet you back down in the lobby in a few minutes.
This is not the inn. This is the same place we were just in. She ventures upstairs while we secure 2 rooms with the innkeeper. As we receive our keys, Amelia excuses herself.
I wish to seek an audience with Elder Issam and continue our discussion. I would be remiss to let such an opportunity pass.
Bah, he seems like a good guy, but maybe we keep the fact that I'm not from here a secret.
Yes, that is something in which we are in agreement.
Oh, okay. She nods and leaves the inn. The decor of the inn is very similar to the Elder Issam's hut, obviously. Pillows and rugs line the ground, and a few people sit cross-legged in front of the fire. A few tables line the other side of the lobby, all of which are empty. In fact, aside from the couple of people chatting by the fire, this place is very empty. Once I sit down, I feel a fatigue pass over me, but I try to shake it off. I guess they don't see too many visitors from here. Or here,
For
sorry.
a city that's supposed to be so secret, that's not surprising. It's more surprising that they have an inn.
That's fair. There's a missing word there, but that's fine. I nod and stifle a yawn. We sit at a table as Zack orders us dinner. After a few minutes, Kara returns.
Where's Amelia?
Dead. She went to speak with Elder Issam. She nods. My eyelids droop and I'm stifling yawns every few minutes. My limbs feel like leaded weights, hence taking all of my effort to sit upright. After I let out a wide yawn, Leona glances over at me.
Maybe you should go to bed.
No,
We're
maybe we
winding
should
down
snuggle.
anyway, so it'd be a good idea to get some rest.
No, maybe we should snuggle. I nod blearily. That sounds really good right now. I guess absorbing all that energy really takes it out of you, huh? I'm jokester. Leona smiles at my joke.
It would seem so.
Regardless, I'm grateful for the excuse to leave. I trot upstairs and fumble with the key before opening the door. Then I fall onto one of the twin cots and pass out as soon as my head hits the pillow. What a guy. Okay. I am all safe. Alright, anyway. Light filters through the window and gently pulls me out of my slumber. Slowly, I push myself up in the bed and glance over to see Zack strapping on his dischargers. He notices me sit up.
Hey,
What up? Hey.
we're meeting downstairs in a few minutes.
Alright. Alright. Sorry, let me enunciate my L there. As Zack finishes gathering his things, I begin to get ready to go downstairs. Do I ever shower, by the way? Like, ever? It's fine. The group gathers down in the lobby. I greet everyone and turn to Amelia. How was your chat with Elder Issam yesterday? I thought it was Isam. I kind of like that better, but everyone just keeps proving me wrong. At this point, they say it once, one way, and then the rest of the game they say it a different way, and I am so confused. It's like, because I'm pretty sure it's been that way with, like, at least the Pango and then this. Is this deliberate? They're purposely trying to trick me. I've been had.
We had a very productive discussion. In fact, Elder Issam shared more of his journals with me.
Right on, I guess. She indicates the scrolls in her arms. Wow, he just gave those to you?
No, these are copies I wrote to bring back with me to the academy.
Good lord. We stare at Amelia. She spent all night writing those?
That's a lot of dedication.
Amelia continues.
Regardless, we discussed more on the theory of temporal rifts in the elementals, which has only strengthened my concern that we do not have enough energy.
Okay.
And that definitely means we need to seek out another temple.
Do we have a lead on where to go?
Elder Issam, through his research into the elements, did mention that historically, the Gaians, the people who originally worshipped the Earth Elemental, used to reside in the central woodlands of Assyria.
See, now this is wrong. I don't understand. There's clearly not communication between these people, or not like a definitive pronunciation, which I'm very confused about. So, okay, originally, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so this is the Earth. So we were just in the Fire Temple. Okay, so we're going to the Central Woodlands
Ikawi,
now.
the people who worshipped the Wind Elemental, resided in the northern aerial plains.
Right on.
Therefore, it is most logical that the Earth and Wind Temple will be located in those respective regions.
Water Temple is fucked. We're not going there. What about the Water or Shadow Temple? This just sounds like Ocarina of Time, like, hugely.
The Aquarians, those who worshipped the Water Elemental, depended heavily on the seas. As such, Elder Issam was unable to pinpoint where the cultural hub of their society might have been.
I'm gonna guess underwater.
As for Shadow, that is a complete unknown.
We're gonna find it. Watch me. I'm just that good.
The Earth Temple is somewhere centrally located. Then that would be the temple closest to us.
I don't know where Ember Mist is in relation to this big-ass map, but, you know, it's fine. I want there to be, like, a map for this, because I'm really curious.
The fastest way back will be to take the crystal rail. So we should return to Bazaya.
Because also, okay, let's just talk about this for, like, a quick second, right? So, Ember Mist is supposed to be the hidden city. Has no one gone out and mapped this whole region? Like, because we have the northern aerial plains, wherever all this stuff is, there's Meadow Hill, all this different stuff. Has no one mapped this out? Because if there was a map, Ember Mist would literally just be right there where you can see it. And it's supposed to be like the hidden city, no one believes it's even real. I don't know. It's fine. I'm just, I just care too much. With our next course of action in place, we finish up at the inn and get ready to depart. Elder Issam sees us off, much to the delight of Amelia. We retreat back through the forest. Leanna stays by my side the whole way through, still unsettled by the forest. What a cute gal. Oh my god, I love her. Luckily, nothing unfavorable happens, and we quickly make it through.